Baby, you're my coat. She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen, baby, you're my coat.
Alright, welcome back to Love Life After. I'm Christelle.
I'm Chan.
I'm Bolivia.
And I'm Brittany.
And today we have a guest. And Bolivia's going to go ahead and introduce her.
We have author Natisha Raynor from Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Hi, Natisha.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you.
Are you nervous?
Yes. And my son is bothering me.
Okay, so I guess we'll let you, once you settle, introduce yourself and tell us what you do. And we'll go from there.
I am a published author. I'm a full-time author. I'm certified life coach. I have 2 teenage children. And I'm an aspiring real estate agent.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
nice. You said you got teenage children?
Mm-hmm.
You look young.
My
girl.
son is 19. My daughter is 15.
Really?
Wow. I'm 38.
Wow.
You look great.
Yeah, you
Black
do.
don't crack.
Black don't crack.
Dang, I bet you had like little kids.
We just get purple chins now.
I thought you had like little kids.
No, my kids are almost grown and almost grown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 19 is grown.
Yeah.
Well, they act grown.
Technically.
Well, no, he tells me all the time he's still a kid.
Well, that's good.
No, because like if he wants me to buy him something, and I'm like, you're grown. He's like, nope, I'm 19. I'm still a teenager. You gotta take care of me.
Does he work?
Yeah, he works. He's at work now. Yeah, because
okay,
I told him he's
he
gonna have
can
to
buy
take
for
a lift
himself.
home. Yeah, because he's still. I tell him he needs to get off the tit. Like, he's still, yeah.
So you have 2 sons, a son and a daughter?
My daughter is 15.
Oh, your daughter is 15. Okay. So your son is real attached.
Yeah, he's special.
That's so sweet, though, you know, because normally you get the opposite with teenagers where they don't want to be involved with parents. And
no, he actually, like, our story is so dope because from 10 to 16, he gave me hell.
Oh, really?
Like, I didn't like him most days. He's very, very, oh my God, everything you could do, he was doing it. And he just did a complete turnaround. Like the day he graduated from high school, I couldn't stop crying because I never thought he would graduate from high school.
oh, wow.
Like, yeah, so he's real cool now, real responsible.
That's
like
cool.
he texted me yesterday and was like, "You don't have to pick me up from work. Just stay in bed. I'll take a lift home."
Oh,
Nice.
That's nice.
That is responsibility.
He's trying.
That's dope.
what about your daughter? She's not as
Miss Passive Aggressive. She's very chill, very laid back, very spoiled, very materialistic. She just wants my money, and that's it. She's taking driver's ed now. She's just real chill and laid back. Like, we were watching a movie last night, Breaking In. And I was like, why aren't you an actress? You should be an actress. And I'm like, nah. Because if you were in a horror movie, you would just be like, so you going to kill me? Like, she just doesn't care about anything. Like, I always say I want another baby. And my son is like begging me, like, please, before you get too old, just have another baby. And I asked my daughter, I'm like, you want me to have a baby? She's like, I don't care. Like, she just, anything you ask her, she's like,
Would you want to start over?
Some days I do, some days I don't.
Right.
I don't know, it's just like that long running, get married, have one more baby, do it the right way, but now I'm just like, yeah.
But you'll have help, though, if you did decide, so that's the plus side about it.
The one that's always begging me, I'm like, are you going to help me? He was like, yes, if it's not ugly. I'm like, don't even worry about it. You can't come nowhere near my baby. Don't worry about it.
I'm weak. That is funny. I'm weak.
Like, it'd be like, it's so like he is.
If it's not ugly, he'll help me.
That is too funny.
That's funny. But I did want to get into your books because, of course, you know I looked you up and researched you, and I see that you started like publishing your books in 2012. Is that correct? And you have 20 books.
I have
Or was it more now?
I have about 80.
80 books? Okay, so now, because I was telling
Wow.
Olivia, I was like, look, I want to try to read one of her books before we get to the podcast. And I was like, when I looked, I was like, goddamn, she got too many. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. So, with all of these novels that you have, like, what is your best piece that you've written so far? Or do you have multiple?
With about 80 books, I hope I have multiple. I will say the series that I'm most known for, the most talked about, is How the Baptist Boys Took Over North Carolina.
How the Baptist Boys Took Over North Carolina.
I got like a lot of new readers. Like, people still talk about that series, and it's 3 years old.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of like put me on the map, I guess you could say.
So what is it about? Can you just give us like a little?
It's about, because I've dated a few Haitians.
Bless your heart.
And none of them were from North Carolina. Well, there were only two, but they were both from New York, and they just basically a lot of people from up north come to the South for various reasons. For various reasons, and they came here to get money. And so I was just kind of like thinking one day, like, I'm gonna just write a story, because I write street lit.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm gonna just write a story about a whole gang of crazy Haitians that came from Miami and just took over Raleigh.
Oh, okay.
So,
cool.
Yeah, people liked it.
That's dope. So what about, because I was looking on Amazon, the Kindle, I was looking at Stranger in My House. Can you give a little background on that?
That's one of my first ones. I wanted to just do something kind of like a hood version of The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, okay. I think I seen that movie. Is that the movie with the white lady that hired a nanny and she was breastfeeding the baby and all of that? Okay.
So it's kind of like, and I always be like, people gonna think I'm crazy because I've written so much that sometimes I forget. Like, people might message me about a book I wrote 2 years ago and be like, oh my God, Jane was so crazy. And I'm like, what's she doing, girl? I don't remember. But, so if I can remember correctly, because that came out in like 2015, there was a guy who was dating this girl, and he kind of broke things off with her because he could see she had a few screws loose. And she ended up, I think when he broke up with her, she went downhill. She had to move in with her sister. She got caught sleeping with her sister's man. So her sister was, her sister was chasing her out the house to beat her up, and she got hit by a car and died. So the sister was off her rocker too, so she blamed all of that on the guy. Like, if you would have never broke up with my sister, she wouldn't have went crazy. So she kind of stalked him and found out that he had a girlfriend that was pregnant with twins. And she had a high-risk pregnancy, so she needed an assistant. So she became the assistant. And she, got access to them.
Wow.
And she was causing all types of problems.
That's crazy. Yeah, have y'all ever seen that? The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, that movie? It used to be on Lifetime. But that was,
old.
It is old, but the funny thing is, I went to one of my homegirl houses because she just had a baby. We was sitting, I think Juice was on first, and then that came on, which is really weird. And then I was like, I've never seen this, and I'm watching it. I'm like, wait, hold up, she breastfeeding that lady baby? Like, she tripping.
Because she was pregnant, and she lost her baby.
Lost her baby, yeah. And then her husband was a doctor. He was like molesting, I don't know if he was molesting little girls, but he was like touching
something to his patients.
Like he was touching them inappropriately and stuff. And I'm like, dang, that's crazy. So
the lady that took him to court and got him fired, I think it made him commit suicide or something. He died or something.
Yeah, he shot himself.
So yeah, the lady, his wife went to the lady that took him to court and became her nanny. And so it was her baby. She took her baby and started breastfeeding her baby and all this.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I was like, dang, should I start with this book? So I was looking, because I was like, dang, she got so many books. I don't know which one to start with. So
wow. So where do you find inspiration? Like, is this based on true life?
Some stuff. It's everything. I can listen to a song and just like one line out that whole song, I might be like, oh, okay. or just a conversation, a Facebook status.
So you just basically like just got that creative mind, like you just like, ooh, yeah, I could write a book about this, like.
Yeah. I do. My thing is urban romance.
Mm-hmm.
So I just basically it's like, okay, as long as you got a girl and a guy, you're headed in the right direction. But of course, it has to be like some type of drama, some type of unique situation. So I kind of like map it out, give them character flaws, or like, what's gonna be the plot in this book. So after I brainstorm, I can usually come up with something.
That's great. That's dope.
So when did you first realize you wanted to be a writer?
Well, I started writing when I was like young, just as something to do, because I was an avid reader.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I hit a certain age, it's like I'm reading Sweet Valley High, the Babysitter's Club, and I'm like, those characters don't look like me, they don't talk like me, they don't act like me.
Right.
Yeah.
I got a crush on Usher. I got a crush on Old Dog from Minister Society. So I'm gonna write about them.
Yeah, right.
So I started writing my own stories. And then as I got older and started finding books by African American authors, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Mm-hmm. That's dope. That's what's up.
So how long does it take you to write one book?
If I'm focused, about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks. Because it's my job. It's what I do now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't sit in front of a computer for 8 hours a day because I think I got ADHD. But I try to at least type 5,000 words a day. So if I'm doing like a 3-part series, I want each part to be at least 50,000 words. So if I'm focused and I meet my 5K goal every day, I could do that in 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then I read back through it, I edit it, I add stuff, I take stuff away, then I send it to my publisher, and I'm working on something else.
So do you write with paper, like on paper, or do you computer?
I hate writing by hand now.
Okay.
I've become so spoiled. Like if I have to write a paragraph, I'm like, oh, my hand hurts.
Are you not scared you might lose? You might lose it if you save it on the computer.
You back it up.
I don't even
never
like.
know. Some people, because
You just
I've
keep
heard some
backing it up.
authors say they've lost.
I don't
writing.
even use disk like flash drives anymore. But it's like I have a computer and I have a laptop. So normally my stuff automatically goes to my iCloud because it's like I can. I used to email myself stuff back and forth, but now it's like if I'm on my computer. Once I save it, it automatically goes to my iCloud. So 2 hours later, I can open my laptop, and it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't have to download it or anything. So I guess thank God for iCloud.
Yeah, I'm an Apple product.
Yeah, because I just saw somebody today on Facebook was like, thanks to Microsoft Word, I lost my whole document, and I'm like, that's never happened to me. Thank God. Because even when I open a new document, it automatically auto-saves. I've lost like maybe 3 or 4 pages if your computer decides to do an update right in the middle of something. But I've never lost like a whole book. I would cry.
When you write, do you normally remember right off your, the top of your head, like what you're writing later? Like,
yeah, I freestyle. I don't like outline or anything. But what I normally do is every time. Well, it's good to like not wait until the end to edit. So every few chapters I edit. But if I wrote yesterday and then I'm getting back at it today, I'll read like 1 or 2 chapters before to refresh my memory of like where I left off at and stuff like that.
So where are some of your favorite places to write?
Home.
At home? Okay. Do you have like a special room or corner?
I have like my computer is set up like in my kitchen. And then sometimes when I just don't feel like being in the kitchen, I'll just sit in my bedroom on my laptop. But every time the weather is nice, I'm like, I'm gonna write at Starbucks today. I'm gonna go. I'll never go nowhere. I'll write right in the house.
sure.
What about family support?
You don't have no support from families?
Really?
Nobody in my family could probably name 3 books that I've written.
What? What? Well, I know your children.
Yeah.
They support you.
Yeah, they do. I mean, when I first started writing, I didn't even tell anybody. And when I decided to self-publish my first book, I just put it on Facebook. And one day my uncle was like, "Why you ain't tell me you write books, girl?" Because people see stuff on Facebook and then they just run with it. But part of it, my mother begged to read my first book, and I'm like, nope, because I curse like a sailor. I mean, it's street lit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, it's not for your eyes.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like cousins, brothers, you would think they would even be like, telling people like, hey, my sister writes books,
yeah, check out.
let me buy one of your books for my girlfriends, or I'm not gonna read it, but let me never. They ask me for money. But never.
Wow. So they know that they know what you do. They know that you're an author. You write books, and they know that you out here getting money. But they won't actually buy and support. But they'll ask you for help.
Well, my cousin went to jail. He was like, "You gonna send me some books to read?" And I was like, "Did you buy any when you were free?" So
That's crazy. Oh,
but it's good that even though without that support, you still get support from outside people, and it's good that you was able to have the motivation to continue writing because now you got 80 books. Like,
yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter. Like, it will feel good because I see people on Facebook, and I saw this girl one day. She was like, "Oh, for my book release, my mom took me bowling," and I'm like, "Must be nice."
oh.
But I mean, it really doesn't even matter because I mean, I my books pay my bills, and it's like 98% of my readers I never met them a day in my life.
Yeah.
Like, and I have like some day one readers that all I have to do is post a book link on Facebook. I could post it at 8:01 and then at 8:10 I got 10 screenshots. Like, I got mine, I got mine. Like, they gonna go get my books no matter what. And they ain't never met me a day in their life. I could throw myself a big pity party and be like, "Oh, I'm not writing no more." And they're like, "Girl, if you don't shut up." Like, I mean, so it's nice to have, but I don't need it.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
good.
And even my son, like you said, my kids, because even my son, when he saw this journal, he was flipping through it. He was like, "You know what? It seems like you have your life pretty together, so I think I might buy a journal from you." He was like, "When I get paid, I just might buy one."
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's dope. I like this. I actually like that a lot.
Thank you.
So besides writing, you just started real estate school.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
I done quit 100 times in my mind. And it's hard. It's very hard. But I want to do it because I've never been comfortable with having just one source of income. Because I'm just like, for the last 4 years, I have been dependent solely on Amazon. And I'm like, that's not smart.
Yeah.
Like, what if they shut down tomorrow?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I've gotten so used to being my own boss. It's like, I don't ever want to work for anybody else. So I'm like, I think being a real estate agent would be cool because I could still pretty much do what I want to do. Like, I could be a part-time real estate agent or whatever. So I decided to do that, but it's hard. I don't see how people that like have a regular 9 to 5. I don't see how they do it because it requires a lot of focus. Like, I'm not even putting out any new books in April. I'm not supposed to be writing at all, but I've been working on something.
Yeah.
But I'm not putting out anything new because studying is supposed to be my primary focus.
Yeah.
But I have my days where I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow.
I know that is hard. I've been there and I quit. So.
Yeah, it's hard. And I admire all real estate, and I'm not dumb at all, but honey, sometimes I'll be reading that stuff and I feel so stupid. Like, wait, what I just read?
Yeah, when it gets to those laws and stuff, I'm like, oh my goodness.
It's the
Yeah, because she did it. She was doing her
I got my
9 to
book
5.
from her.
Oh, you did?
When are you gonna take your test?
Before June.
That's what's up.
Hopefully.
Have you been studying them?
Before June.
Hey, this chick asked me to be her accountability partner. But every time I'm like, have you studied? She's like, well. What had happened?
I'm gonna start back.
Y'all can do it. I failed the test by one question, and I never went back to take it. So
Where did you take it at?
I went through Superior to take the book work and everything, and then to take the state exam. It was at some testing center off of 6 Forks.
So the state exam, you failed by one question.
Yeah.
So you didn't take it again?
I didn't because I was so busy, and then it expired, and so I was like, you know what, maybe it's just not for me, you know. But I still love architecture.
Yeah, it's actually pretty common.
Yeah.
For people not to pass the test their first time, which is kind of frustrating because every time you take the test, you got to pay $100.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just the state part. I passed the national part, but the state part. And so I technically only had to take the state part over, but I just got so busy and, I'm kind of upset with myself because all I had to do was just keep taking it and I would have passed it. But it's a lot of work.
A lady that I take the class with, she said her daughter, it took her 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I just heard $400.
Okay.
4 times.
See, I lost motivation when Larry took it the first time and passed the class and the whole exam. And I was like,
that should be motivation.
It was at first, but then it was like, I started before you. And you done took everything and passed.
Yeah, everybody's different.
Like, my teacher told us the first day, he was like one of the best real estate agents right now in Raleigh that makes like 6 figures, had to take the test 3 times. Mm-hmm. It's not uncommon. Maybe Larry is an alien. It's not
He's real focused.
Yeah,
he's real focused. Because he said, I'm not doing this again. Mm-hmm. He said, I don't know how nobody else do it, but I ain't doing it again.
Right. I promise you, all the questions that you get tested on, like either your class level or whatever, your school level, that's exactly what's on the state test. So just keep on reading through those questions over and over and over again.
Yeah, the last day of my class is May 2nd. So I told myself 2 weeks before the test, I'm testing myself every day.
Mm-hmm. And then take your state test. Go ahead and register and have that done immediately after. Immediately. Don't wait because you'll forget.
Yes,
everything.
You can do it, girl.
But you can do it. You can do it. I wish I would have done it, but I think I'm just going to do personal investments because I know all the rules. I know there's updates, but to have that license, I don't need it. I'm not because people are picky, so I wouldn't want to. Deal with someone and trying to find a house and.
Well, I think I want to only deal with sellers.
Okay.
Because I don't have time. Yeah. Like you're not about to be wasting my time. I just showed you 80 houses and you didn't buy none of them.
And see, I don't even want that. I'm dealing with builders.
Okay, commercial.
Yeah, I'm not about to go through that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't. Because it's like you. And then I show you 80 houses, and then you bought a house from these people down here, and somebody else got the commission.
Yeah.
Or either you waiting for your cousin to finish class, and then your cousin finished after I done showed you. No.
Yeah. Right.
That's crazy.
I think I want to only deal with sellers. Because they don't care who buy it. They just want to go.
Yeah, okay. They just about that check.
Mm-hmm. And so you said you are a certified life coach, too.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about that.
But like I said, with the real estate agent thing, I want multiple sources of income, but I just don't want to punch anybody else's time clock ever. So I like helping people, and I get messages all the time from people telling me that I inspire them, I motivate them. I love helping people. So I did some research because I thought I had to have a degree. I've been to college a million times, but I've never finished. So I finally found a place online that I could be certified and all of that. Work at my own pace and do all of that. So I did that. And I've been certified for a year. But it's like once I got certified, I didn't look for clients. I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then in February, I kind of got the idea to do, I don't call it a self-help book, just kind of like a motivational book. And so after I put that book out, I had people inboxing me like, when are you going to be taking coaching clients? Because I really felt the book was also a good way to introduce what a life coach does, because a lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of people think like we're not therapists. I can't even say her name. I can't fix your life. I don't have a couch for you to lay on. So when I explain what a life coach does, like we're basically just accountability partners. And I had like a couple of people message me like, "Are you taking clients?" I'm like, "Sure." So the first client that I had, she paid for 2 sessions, and then she messaged me. She was like, "Next week, can I pay for 6 more sessions?" I'm like, "Sure."
Wow, that's a blessing.
That's dope.
And then that's when I got the ideas to do the journals, because that's kind of like an accountability partner. Because I didn't just want blank journals.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of just like ask you questions, like, you know,
Like
it's
you
just
doing
ask
what
you
you're supposed to do.
right,
Yeah.
like, you know, what's your priorities for this week? Have I been focused? What do I need to do to remain focused? It kind of just like guides you instead of just being a whole bunch of blank pages.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
prompts.
So like, so as soon as you open the journal, it's like, have you been working on your goals today?
Right.
So yeah.
And you also started taking writing clients too, right?
I have some, not really for writing, but people that want to self-publish but don't know how. Because that's what I started doing in 2012. I started self-publishing. And then in 2015, I signed with a publisher. And I Googled myself to death. Google doesn't really help. Now self-publishing is more common, but still some stuff I wasted a lot of money. It's a lot of stuff I didn't know. And so now everything that I know now, I help people that want to self-publish, but of course it's for a small fee. Because it's time consuming.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot. And then you have people that will ask you 8,000 questions, and they'll take everything you told them and not do nothing with it. Like 5 years later, they still haven't written a book. So it's like I spent 3 hours telling you all this stuff for what?
Right.
So if they have to pay for it, I don't
Then they
care
might
whether you use it or not.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
crazy.
So, yeah.
Cool. So where do you get most of your inspiration? Did I ask you that earlier? No, we didn't.
Well, inspiration as far as just like what writing?
Just period. With writing.
Mainly, my motivation is not wanting to have to go back to work. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, because like I became a full-time author when I was 35, so I've been working. I've been, I feel like I earned this.
Right.
So, and then a lot of people are always like, well, I don't write for money. It's my passion. And I'm like, well, I do. Because, I mean, it's just, okay, it make it make sense.
Right.
This is something you love to do, but you have to find time to do it after you clock out from your other job that you hate.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could do something that you love to do all day, every day, and pay your bills from it, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, true.
But once it starts paying your bills, you are doing it for the money.
Right,
But it's not going to feel like a job. You know how they say make your passion your paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have woken up in the morning and cried because I didn't want to go to work because I hated my job. So it's like, why would you do that?
Right.
If you could work for yourself. So, and you can't make a career out of something you treat like a hobby.
Right.
So yeah, I get up every day. I write when I don't want to write. On Memorial Day, people might be at cookouts. I might be home writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's right.
7 days a week, most days. Every day.
So how long does it take you to reach your writing goal of what 5,000 words? How long?
I don't know because I write in spurts. Like I think I told you I think I have ADHD. I'll just like I take my son to work in the morning, so he might have to be at work at 5:15. So once I get back home, I can't go right back to sleep.
Yeah.
So I might type 1,500 words. Get up, clean up a little bit, do some laundry, whatever, go to sleep, wake up, do 2,000 words, go to the gym, come back, do another 1,000 words, then go on about my day, and then before I go to bed that night, I'm like, I gotta finish mine. So all throughout the day, I'll just And then when I hit 5,000, I'm like, done.
So, do you have any suggestions to help someone who wants to be a writer?
Stay consistent. Just stay consistent. Work on your craft, because these days anybody could be an author, and I mean anybody. Anybody can be an author. So it's a lot of competition. It's really a saturated market, an overly saturated market. So you have to make yourself stand out. And even aside from studying writing, you have to study marketing, because once you write the book, you have to sell it.
Right.
So I would just say stay consistent, stay focused. That's the reason I have so many books, because old books sell. Old books will make you money, but newer books make more money. So it's like, again, if I don't want to go back to work, I got to put out a new book this month.
Right.
And then I got to put out a new book next month. And then I got to put out a new book next month. So, I mean, everybody's different. I'm still waiting on I'm extremely blessed, but there's authors out there making $30,000 a month. So I'm waiting on my turn, and when I get that turn, I'm not gonna have to write as much. But until then, I just stay consistent. I just build my catalog, because like last year, my old publisher, who I haven't been with in over a year, when he sent my 1099, I made over $15,000 with him last year. That's off of old books that I don't even promote anymore. They just sitting on Amazon. So
that's good.
Yeah. As long as you're working and putting yourself out there, it might take somebody 3 years to read it. But after they read it, 9 times out of 10, if they like it, they're gonna be like, okay. I have people inboxing me all the time, like, can I get your whole catalog, please? And I'm like, sure. People might tell me, like, I just been binge reading your books for the last 2 weeks. And I'm like, thank you.
I know it feels good when people say that.
Do you have a website? Like, do you have a website where we could go to get all your books, or is it just on Amazon?
Yeah, I don't have a website, just because most of the books, all of the books are on Amazon. And one thing I had to learn is I'm old school. I like paperbacks. I didn't even know until I got signed how much people love ebooks now. Yeah. Like, ebooks have taken over.
Yeah, they're convenient.
It's
a click of a button.
Yeah, every month when I get my royalty reports, I might sell 3 or 4 paperbacks a month. Everything else is straight ebooks. And Amazon has this thing called Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Yeah, I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with it, but it's like a library card where basically you pay $10 a month and you can read any book that's on Kindle Unlimited for free. So their catch is, to be in Kindle Unlimited, you can't have the book on other platforms. It can't be on Barnes and Noble. It can't be on iBooks.
Exclusive.
Yeah, it's only with Amazon.
That's whack.
So
they trying. They trying to limit your resources.
Right. I mean, but at the end of the day, they a business too.
Yeah.
So
sure, I get it, but damn.
Yeah, and I don't mean to talk about them because they pay my bills, but they kind of get over on us a little bit because they give us less than a penny per page read. Like, they pay us per pages read, and they give us like less than a penny per page. So you basically, a person has to read 100,000 pages of your books for you to get about $500.
Wow.
So 100,000 pages is a lot of pages read.
How many books is that? Like, what, 3 books or something?
Pages. I mean, I can put out a book. On Monday, and by Wednesday have 100,000 pages read from that one book. Like, yeah, it's like the bigger your fan base.
Okay.
So do you think the paperbacks, if you print these, do you think is a better option to like gain more revenue with the paperbacks than doing an ebook through Amazon?
Not really, because most people prefer ebooks. Like the authors that I know that are making $30,000 a month, they're making that off of ebooks, off Kindle Unlimited. Because there's so many authors out here. Like literally on the day that I drop a book, it might be 10 more authors dropping. So if you don't have Kindle Unlimited and you want to buy my ebook, it might be $2.99. But if you're an avid reader and you want to read everybody's books that drop that day, it's more affordable for you to read it through Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
And then I've had people tell me like I read it through Kindle Unlimited and then I go back and buy it too.
Yeah, that's
so
dope.
yeah,
it's just like people streaming music on like Apple and stuff, and then go buy the CDs, the hard copies.
Right. Yeah.
So is it costly to print these paperback books?
I think for that book, because I had to order that book through my publisher. I think it's like $5 and some change per book.
Oh, that's not bad.
And then you gotta pay for shipping and handling. But it's like, if I pay $5 for the book and then sell it for $12, I made a little bit of profit.
That's not bad at all, actually. That's not bad at all.
Or you can sell it for $15 or however much you want to sell it for.
That's good. So, have you ever thought about getting any distribution deals, like having your books in like Walmart, Target, or anything like that?
Excuse me, I have, but the thing about that is, it's a lot of upfront costs. It's like, if I wanted to get my book printed in Barnes and Noble, first I have to like give them a proposal, and then I have to submit a marketing plan, and I have to let them know like I have a fan base, because they don't want to. It's like, why should I buy your book and then just sit it on the shelf? Who gonna come buy you?
Yeah.
Like you gotta prove to them that you have this plan in place to market this book, to promote this book, that people are gonna buy it. Then you have to go get copies printed, and some printers won't print anything less than 500 books, 600 books. So then it's like you get all those books printed. Then Barnes and Noble is like, okay, and I'm gonna take 60% for you having this book in my store. So I'm just like, you can never have too much money, but it's like if you're making $7,000-$8,000 a month off Amazon, off ebooks, no upfront costs, I don't care about Barnes.
Right.
Yeah. Right. That's smart. Yeah.
And even with like major publishers, major publishers might give you $1.50 off of every book paperback you sell. So it's like if you go to Walmart and my book is $12.99, I'm gonna make $1.50 off that. The Walmart is gonna get their cut, my publisher is gonna get their cut, and then I get $1.50. Yeah,
that's crazy.
So is there anyone people compare you to?
Not really.
What about yourself? Do you compare yourself with anyone?
As far as writing?
Yes.
Not really, because I think I have like my own style. Like people tell me a lot of times I have like my own little style. And I take that as a compliment, because I don't want to write like anybody else. And like one of my favorite authors is Mary Monroe. I don't know if you ever heard of her, but she's just different. Like she's different. She kind of out there. So and then I like some street lit authors like Keisha Irving. But I don't
damn, I'm trying to think of this. Like, have you ever read the Bitch series?
By Deja Joy King?
Yeah.
Yep.
I started reading those. Those are really good too. I actually still have them at the crib shelves because I like reread them.
I was reading those like back in the day. They were at the public library.
Really? Oh, okay, because I just got on them like I want to say maybe a few years ago. I got on them.
I think I read the Beach series maybe when I was in my early 20s, and she just put the Beach series on Kindle Unlimited.
Oh
like
wow!
a year ago.
Oh wow! That's dope.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's good though.
Yeah, it's like some of the same authors that I grew up reading are now like one day Keisha Irving, I don't know if y'all ever heard of her, but I love Keisha Irving's books. And one day she hit me up on Facebook and was like, hey, what's a good book of yours to read? And I almost flipped my lid. Like, I felt like a groupie, like, oh my God.
That's what's up.
And then Shannon Holmes, he wrote Be More Careful. It's like a classic.
Yeah, Be More Careful. I started reading that, but I never finished it.
Oh my God. He hit me up one day on Instagram, and it's like, you couldn't tell me if in Washington it hit me up. I'm like, oh my God, it's Shannon Holmes.
What did you suggest to her to read?
She said she wanted like a love story. So at that time, I think I had suggested to her this book I have called For the Love of You. I don't do a lot of contemporary. I do a little bit. I even did like an urban paranormal.
Oh, cool.
It was about some witches.
Oh, some witches from where? From Goldsboro?
It was in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
One of them came from a line of voodoo priestess. And then the other one, she could move things with her mind.
Like on some Matilda stuff.
And then she found out by accident that she had the ability to bring people back from the dead.
Oh, wow. That's dope. Have you ever thought about doing like any sci-fi stuff?
Not really, because I just, even with the paranormal, like, I have fun writing it, but I read some paranormal where they get like deep in it, and I'm like, I don't even think I'm that creative. Like, I read some good paranormal, like vampires and werewolves, and I'm like, this just gotta take a lot of research and a very creative mind.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'd rather be like, I'm gonna write about what I know. So you cook this dope, you cut it up, you sell it.
Nah, for real. Nah, I feel you. Have you ever thought about maybe writing like a memoir about your life?
Mm-mm.
No. You just want to keep to the street work.
To the fiction.
Well, the motivational book that I wrote wasn't really like a whole lot about my life. It was just basically like about me becoming an author, little stuff here and there, but I just don't be feeling like my life is that interesting.
Really? You think so? You think it's not for somebody else?
And then you have to think about like all the time, like people tell me all the time, like, hey, can you write my life story? And I just don't say nothing because I don't want them to think I'm trying to be funny. But it's like, for real though, who are you that people are going to read about your life? Mm-hmm. Like, you got to really think about it, because if you say I wrote this book about my life, you might have people that know you that are going to be like, okay, well, let me read and see what you used to do, because they nosy. But a complete stranger that has never seen you or heard your name a day in their life, it's like, why would I pay money to read about your life? What have you done? Like, what did you do? Was it something very extraordinary? Like, so I feel like it would be a waste. Like,
I mean, because I'm in the process of writing a memoir. I took a writing class back in 2017. But, I mean, of course, I'm not doing it to like, oh, I'm going to make a whole bunch of money off of this. Right. But I feel like, me personally, I feel like I've been through a lot as a childhood, in my childhood and stuff like that, in my adult life too. But I just feel like I have a story to tell, and maybe it can inspire somebody. Right, and see, that's why I was like, my book, I don't like to call it a self-help book, maybe just motivational. But you're doing it with the purpose to motivate, because there's a lane for everybody. Right. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not just gonna market a book like, yo, this book is about me. You're gonna try to market it to whoever, whether it be young women. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but but yeah, most of my stuff, like every book that I write, it's got something in it that like, but you never know what. But you never know what it is. Right. You never know what. You never know who. And it's like, I hate when I meet guys and they like, yeah, you're gonna write a book about me. Like, boy, bye. Why you think you that special? Put you in the book. But yeah, I might, if I write about a fuck boy, that might be you, or you know what I'm saying. But yeah, like.
So how can someone get started to write a book? How can someone get started?
Writing or publishing?
Writing.
Just writing. Okay. I always just tell people, because I don't know how to tell people how to write, because it comes so natural to me. Mm-hmm. But I just tell people, just start with an outline, just whatever is in your head, just write it down. Make it. You can worry about making it make sense later. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just write everything down, like everything that you think you want to say. Just write it down, and then after it's all out, then put it together and make it make sense. And then get other people to read it and give you feedback. And yeah.
Is there anything else you want to share with people?
I don't know. Look, it sounds so corny. If I just say like follow your dream.
I mean, no, it doesn't.
But yeah, like I just feel like it's a great time to do what you
Mhm.
want to do because I came from the era of barely internet,
Right.
let alone social media. But you have so many, and especially Black women
Mhm.
that are entrepreneurs that are getting rich. That are, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's a wonderful time to do anything you want to do. And I would never tell anybody like not to go to college, but it's like now you don't even need a college degree to like.
Yeah.
You know, I look at Instagram and Super Scent. I don't know if y'all know.
Yes, the Crayola.
Yeah,
crown.
she made $1 million on Black
makeup.
Friday.
Yes, on her makeup.
Right.
That thing is good. She from New Orleans, right?
Like on Black Friday, she made $1 million.
I know you just brought up like the not going to college. You don't want to tell. Have y'all heard what's been going on in the news with those celebrities paying for?
Yep.
Isn't that
But
sad?
what happened? Enlighten me.
Well, they're paying for their students to go to college.
Their kids.
Their kids. My bad. To go to college or to go on. Two of the girls they went to college off of academic. Well, not academic. Sport was it sport? Soccer. Yeah.
And
so they paid
play.
$500,000. Yeah, and they never play.
Their parents are basically paying people they paid a man, and this man paid people, like if your child take the SAT, he paying them to change their scores, their answers,
wow.
so that it increases the chance of them getting into a good Ivy League school.
Oh, matter of fact, I think I did hear about that.
And it was
a parent was saying like, yeah, my child, she took the SAT and she got in the school without having to pay anything.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like that. Yeah, that's wild.
And see, the thing is, there was a Black girl who took the SAT. She didn't score that well. She studied, retook it, did better, and they investigated her for cheating.
I remember that.
But you got these kids whose parents are paying, and they just getting in.
It's called white privilege.
Yeah,
white
basically.
Privilege.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember when Puff Daddy, Sean D, whatever his name is.
Whatever you want to be called now.
Yeah, his son got a scholarship for football, and people were saying it's not fair because he's rich. Like, why should your son get a scholarship? But it's like, if you just sit back and think about, like, how many times has this happened? You know, you have these white kids, they get into the best schools, they get in trouble, they don't have a record because daddy plays golf with the judge, or, you know, the district attorney is my next door neighbor, and so we just gonna fix this for you. Like, it's
sad.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's just bring it back to the Casey Anthony case. Y'all remember that? When she killed her baby, and apparently her father was an ex-sheriff, and basically that, it just went away. Like, it's crazy.
So sad.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Go to school, stay in school.
Yeah.
But don't think like just because like, cause I mean I went to a HBCU, so I feel like I'll work with people that went to UNC, Duke, State, and all of that, and like I feel good going to HBCU because I mean I went to college with people that look like me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So when I was in school, trust me, it was hard. I endured a lot of like difficulties, but I didn't have to deal with racism. I didn't have to deal with somebody thinking I'm less than or smarter than me. I didn't have to deal with that because we all worked together. We all shared our notes. We had study sessions. Like we all uplifted and helped each other. But now that I'm in the workforce, I'm a Black girl that went to HBCU. I'm low key frowned upon because of where I got my degree from. Because I'm a Black girl with locks on top of that. Like, you feel what I'm saying? So I just want to tell people to stay encouraged. Like, you have a degree, you're educated. That's all that matters. It don't matter what school you went to, what your degree is in. You are educated just like everyone else, and don't let nobody tell you different. Because people will basically try to deter you from that.
I don't even think it even matters if you just go to a Black college, because I saw like Kamora Lee Simmons and Russell Simmons' daughter. She's in high school. Of course, she goes to private school, and she was on FaceTime talking about how she deals with racism and bullying every day at school. And I'm like thinking about how much money her parents are paying for her to go to their school, and she's like, she is the white boy that calls her nigger like every day.
Wow.
And she was like, they were in a group project, and she was just doing all the work because it's like, don't talk to me, I just do all the work. And so she was like, she was writing and talking to herself, and he was like, what's wrong with you? Are you on crack? Do you smoke crack? And I'm just like,
Yeah, I saw that.
Where are your
live.
parents? Because
That
they
was
paying
crazy.
all of this money for you to go to this school, and they need to go to the office and cut up. Be the stereotype, maybe.
Yeah.
Just for one
You
day.
know, Russell will. He
Just
don't
for
care.
one
He'll
day.
throw all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
sin away.
And that's the thing too, like, they be like, as black parents, you shouldn't act out or say anything or like go and say anything. Like, no, like that's the problem. Because people don't stand up. They don't say anything. They allow their children to endure these things. Like, if my kid having an issue, like, I got a phone call last week from the principal. Oh, I popped up. I'm like, oh, so what's up? Like, you got a minute to talk? If I can't talk to you, can I talk to the guidance counselor? Like, something need to happen here, because my child not to be about to be getting deemed responsible for certain things. It's a misunderstanding. My child said this is not what he said. If an adult didn't hear him say it, you cannot sit here and take what other children are saying as face value. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
Like, so like anytime I have an issue, I'll stand up for my kids. Like, I had to go to a graduation ceremony meeting. I was the only black parent there. The only black parent there. And I'm like, that's sad. Like, we need to speak up for our kids.
Listen, before I go anywhere, my son gives me pep talk. My daughter's first basketball game, he said, listen, we're not fighting any of the parents. We're not fighting the coach. We're not fighting other kids. Like, I went to one of her games, and after the game, I left and went somewhere else, and he texted me. He was like, where are you at? Were you fighting? Are you in jail? Like, why you been gone so long? And I was about to slap somebody at his graduation, and he was like, Mom, why you so ratchet? And I'm just like, don't bother my kids.
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like
don't
too,
ever, like, this lady, because there was, how people put programs on the seat to hold their seat. And my child does not know that people do this. So she's like, oh, somebody left their program.
Oh, yeah.
So this white lady walked up to her and snatched out her hand and was like, that's mine.
Oh, that was rude.
And so I was sitting there like, should I? Okay. So I got up and I followed her. Like, I'm just following her, waiting for her to stop. And I was like, excuse me, but when you snatched that program out that little girl's hand, that was my daughter. And she was like, but it was my program.
Ooh.
I said, but that's a child.
Right.
And you're a grown woman.
Right.
And it was very rude of you to snatch it out of her hand. And if this wasn't my son's graduation, I would slap the shit out of you. So she was like, and you will go to jail. I was like, and my dad's here and he'll bond me out. So I was like, I have a father. And so, but like 10 minutes later, she walked up to my daughter and she was like, I'm so sorry. I do apologize. That was very rude of me. And I was like, see, and I didn't have to touch her.
Yeah.
But don't do that.
Don't do
like,
that,
I'm not about to watch you snatch up my child's hand. Like, she might be kind of big, but to me, she's a child.
Right.
That's so rude of you as a grown woman to snatch something from a child. Like, where is that okay?
Right.
So I'm going to correct you.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like,
my son was like, Mom, no, what are you doing? I can't take you nowhere. I'm like, well, honey, if I get kicked out, I love you. We're not about to do that.
That's how I feel too. You can say whatever you want to me, but don't mess with my kids, man.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother caliber, man. I done pulled my boys off of basketball teams and sent emails to coaches. I'm like, listen, I know that you enjoy what you do because you work with 9 and 10-year-olds. I get it. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to use my children as scapegoats. You're not going to talk to them and demean them. You need to give me some more positive feedback. You need to work with these. I said, every child is different. Like, you don't sit here and yell and scream and curse at them. You don't do stuff like that. Like, they look up to you. You're a leader in their eyes. Like, I had to send them a message, and I had to pull my kids off that team. Cause I was like, this ain't it. Like, you ain't about to be treating my kids like that. And I'm paying money for my kids to be on this team.
Being abused.
Right, verbally, like sitting here saying, "Well, my kids they ain't got it, they ain't this, they ain't that." Like, nah, like my kids are very talented, they are very athletic. I had my kids in basketball since they was 5. Like, come on, like you see the talent, you see the potential. You just don't want it for them. You intimidated by their potential, so you trying to do everything to deter them from that. Like, nah, like I be quick to say something. Like, I don't be caring, especially when they got something to do with my kids. Like, nah, you don't do that at all.
Right, that's not right.
It's not right at all, and I feel like every black parent should stand up for their kid because I feel like sometimes some people just don't. They don't say anything, or for example, like it be people like if their child get in trouble at school, they immediately want to discipline their child. Like, yo, listen to what your kid is telling you because for one, you're not there. Granted, I know my kid, like he's probably a class clown. He probably is because he's real outgoing and friendly like me. But for my kid to go outside acting away and using vulgar language, like, nah, I don't raise my son like that. So I know how my son is. So you're not gonna sit here and tell me that that's what my son said. When if an adult heard him say it, that'd be something different. But you're saying other kids are saying he said it. I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's
You understand what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of people, like, they don't really listen to their kids and listen to what they saying. Like, listen to your children. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I'm with it too.
Part of it is the fight is exhausting. Because as a parent, when you have to fight against the school system and you have to fight by yourself, it is tiring as hell. An advocate that I spoke to said that she could have helped a lot more parents had they had the fight in them that they needed to have.
Right.
Because you got to have the time to consistently go to these meetings and they push stuff back and then they lie and then they pad paperwork and then they trump up false charges. And I mean, it's like somebody told me the school system is like a gang. Those administrators and those teachers, some of them get together and they gang up on the parents and they gang up on the kids. And if you ain't got the fight in you can't do it. Yeah. When I started my fight with 2 other parents. And I told London straight up, I said, don't expect them to be with us at the end. Within a month, they won't with us. I don't know what happened with their situation, but I know they quit fighting. And I almost quit fighting too, but I kept going. So it's like, it's tough, especially you see kids in the courtroom with their parents and these parents having to, I'm fortunate that I have the career that I can leave work when I need to. But these other parents, one mom, she said she's on her 3rd job from having to take off work to deal with stuff with her child and everything else. So it's like, some parents want to fight, but they can't do it.
You definitely need a support system because that's like with my son. Even when I first came to Raleigh, I couldn't bring him with me because my mom is like, because I had him in therapy. He was going to therapy once a week. He had doctor's appointments, like all of this stuff. And my mom was like, "How are you gonna find a job? And you constantly having to take him to the doctor." So she was like, "Leave him here." And plus, he doesn't do well with change. And I moved in the middle of the school year, so she was like, "Leave him here with me." And I thought that was a good thing, but he just would, and I kept telling him, like, just do what you're supposed to do, and you can come here and be with me. He didn't see it like that, so he started acting out more. So I finally, after a while, I'm just like, come on. And he finally came here his 9th grade year, and he was skipping school so much till they sent me a letter. They was going to try to lock me up.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, he leaves my house every morning going to school. I have to work. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting emails at school like, your son went to the bathroom 45 minutes ago and never came back. So and that's why, like, I dropped my first book in April of 2015, and in June, maybe March, because we get paid 2 months behind. So anyway, I got that first check in May, and it was like $500 more than I was making at my 9 to 5. And school was about to get out for the summer, so I'm like, I'm not going to trust him being home every single day in my house by himself doing God knows what, because either he finds trouble or trouble finds him. I don't know how it goes.
Yeah.
But I was able to quit my job, and since then I haven't had to go back to work. And I could be home every day looking at his face like, where you going? What you doing? Where you been? Who you with?
Right.
And so that was a blessing to me. Because I know everybody can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, everybody cannot do that. And, like, it's very, 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 very hard. Like, I've been in so many meetings. He done been suspended so many times. Like, when he turned 18, I was like, that's it. The next teacher that called me, I'm going to say, he grown, and hang up the phone. Nobody more tired than me. It was nobody more tired. I wanted to pull him out of school so many times and just be like, you're going to get your GED.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was like super hard. And his dad, he hasn't seen his dad since he was a year old. Okay, he talked to him on the phone sometimes, and even when he first started getting in a lot of trouble, I told his dad, he was like, send him to live with me. I was like, what y'all gonna do? Go to jail together? Because you ain't got good sense neither. So it was just me, my mom, my dad. And, like, even my dad, I'm like, why you getting soft now? Because I seen you pick my brother up and body slam him, but you won't touch my son. Beat him.
Right.
I need you to beat him. But, like, he finally got it together, but you can't give up. And I came so close to giving up. Like, I'm talking about, I was trying to send that boy to group homes. He was stealing. He was skipping class. He was doing everything you could think of. And it's like, so now he's 19. If he come in the house smelling like weed, I'd be like, you know what? Smoke. I don't give a damn. Because you go to work every day. You graduated from high school. You're so much better than you used to be.
Yeah.
Like, smoke. You deserve it. And I tell him, like, if he's going to a party, I'm like, you know, no pills, no alcohol,
Right,
nothing.
that's
And
right.
he was like, I'm not gonna do that, Mom. I'm just want a little bit of coke. And I'm like, I will beat your ass. Like, but he jokes with me, and I'm just like,
with you. Yeah.
yeah, because I can text him and be like, what are you doing? And he'll be like, a little bit of coke. What about you? And I'm like, I'm gonna beat your ass when I get home. And he like, okay, Mom, I love you. But he like so much. I never would have thought. Like they can turn around, you just can't give up on them. And I'm talking about I cried myself to sleep so many nights.
Oh.
But yeah, it's hard.
That's how my little brother was. My little brother was off the chain like that too, but he maturing and getting better now. I think me and him, I get along with him more than I get along with my little sister.
You just can't give up on them. And I feel sorry for kids that don't
have that father figure.
Yeah. I mean, just don't have anybody
like mentors or like
someone to
because even like my dad is old school, so even when I had him in therapy, my dad was like, he just needs his ass whooped, and I'm like, I done beat him so much, I'm tired.
People always
like I
done
done beat him so much, I'm tired of beating him.
That don't do nothing but piss them off even more. And they act up even more. That's why I quit listening to people and their suggestions because you're not in my household.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, the people that were giving me advice, you grew up with your mama and your daddy.
Right.
I grew up with neither one. And so she's growing up without a father. So all she got is me. So the whole, well, maybe you should do this and maybe you should do that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I mean, if that's the case, I told people, then you come and get her. Take her.
Right. Because it's hard. And that's what you got. Like, I even get mad at my own mother. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, you got suspended from school for the 10th time this year. You're not going to the fair, but your sister is. And then here you got my mama. That's not right. That's not right. Why you letting her go? Because she didn't get suspended for, like, stay in your household. I got this over here. Like, because now you're trying to put it in his head and I'm favoring her. When that's not the case. I'm not going to punish her for what you did and I'm not going to reward you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, well, how much is it? I'll give him the money to go. It's not about the money.
Wow.
He got in trouble.
Right.
But it's like, how you tell your mama, mind your business? Like, and he's so smart. Oh my God, he was so smart. He would manipulate. He would play my mama against my daddy. He would, like, he heard his therapist say, something about depression. So one day he went to school. He didn't want to do his work. He like, I'm depressed. And I'm like, you ain't never in your life saying nothing. You wake up in the morning singing. What you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, he know how to manipulate. Like, oh my God, he was just. I had him on medication when he was like in kindergarten, and it was capsules, and he couldn't swallow them. So I had to open the medicine up and like dump it in yogurt or something. So one day I'm like, these capsules feel really light. So one day I'm cleaning up and I lift my little cloth I had on my dresser. It's just medicine up under the cloth where he was opening the capsules, dumping the medicine out, putting them back together. And I'm like, you too smart.
They find different ways to manipulate. Yeah.
He had the patch that you put on your hip. So he would come home from school and I would take the patch off and it's sticky with lint. And he would take it off, put it in his pocket all day. Then when he get off the bus, he'll try to stick it back on his hip and walk in the house like he been had it on all day. And I'm like, you smart, but you not smarter than me. Like, I dealt with that his whole life. Yeah, he drove me to drink a lot of vodka.
I guess you could say, like, write a lot of books because I bet that was therapeutic for you.
Yeah, right. It's hard, but I mean, I feel so bad for, like, I don't know, it's hard for single parents. It's hard for parents, period. But it's just, you can't give up on them, though. Like, you can't give up on them.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow. That was good conversation. Yeah. I got a little lost after the your kids part. I was like, oh God, this is a lot. But yeah, so do you want to tell people how to find you? Go ahead.
Yeah, if you just go to Amazon and type in Natisha Raynor. Like all 1,000 of my books should pop up. Natisha. Natisha. And I have an Amazon page, so if you follow the Amazon page, whenever I have new releases and stuff, Amazon will like email you and stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'm also on social media. My Facebook is Natisha Raynor. My Instagram is Author Natisha Raynor.
Okay. Before we finish, do you have anything else you're working on besides writing a book?
Just
beside the real estate.
Yeah, I want to create more journals.
Okay.
I want to do more with the life coach, and I actually thought about doing a journal for mothers with, like we were just talking about the kids. So I actually kind of wanted to do a journal for mothers that may have troubled kids, mothers that want to start a business and they have to balance that with little kids. So I'm just working on more journals.
Okay.
And more life coaching stuff.
All right. Thank you for sharing.
Cool.
Thank you so much. Did you have any questions for us regarding like any questions that you wanted to ask us personally or like regarding to the podcast?
Well, I watched like the first couple of episodes when she first shared it, so I've been watching y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just think it's dope. The last one, I saw the one with Dion. She's the author too. I saw that one, or listened to it, and then I saw the clips. But no, I don't. I've watched y'all talk about. I know you're from New York. I watched what y'all did on self-care. I talked to Olivia. I know you do hair. Like, so I've been watching.
Do you have any suggestions for us?
No, I think you guys are doing amazing.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot.
Yeah. I think it's a nice. I think you're headed in the right direction.
Thank you. We're trying.
Yeah. I think stuff like this is definitely needed. So yeah.
I do have another question for you. So I need to know what books I need to start with. You got too many.
Oh Lord. I start with How the Baptist Boys Took Over North Carolina. Okay. Because that seems to be everybody's favorite.
Okay.
Everybody's. Which I even like when you said you saw a stranger in my house, I'm like, oh, because I wrote that book probably like in 2015. So to me, I would hope my writing has grown since then. Like, I don't even like when people say they read my first couple of books because I would like to think I'm a better writer now.
Right.
Like that I've evolved a little bit. So, yeah, I would say since that seems to be everybody's favorite. Okay. And I just actually, I got it back from my publisher, my old publisher. I got the rights back to it. And I put it up myself with a whole new cover and all of that stuff. And it was a 3-part series, but I put everything into one part. Because I forgot I also have a publishing company. So I only have like 3 authors. Share that. I know, I forgot. But I only have like 3 authors right now. But my publishing company is Natisha Raynor Presents. So people that write fiction, urban fiction, urban contemporary, if they're looking for a publisher.
Okay, I like that. Do you come up with the art and stuff too?
No? I get a graphic designer.
A graphic designer. Okay.
It's dope. So yeah.
All right. So you have a publishing company. Natisha Raynor Presents. And you already have 3 authors under the publishing company. Do you ghostwrite for people?
I have never ghostwritten. I actually wanted to get into it, but I know a lot of people use ghostwriters, but some of the people that want ghostwriters, they ain't even prepared to pay. Right. Like, yeah, that's how you think somebody gonna write a whole book for you for free. Right. But yeah, I would ghostwrite if somebody came to me seriously about it, because I've just had people say little stuff like, "Oh, I want you to write a book for me," and I'm like, so this pays my bills, right? Right. So if you want me to stop working on my book to work on yours, how much money you got up front? And it's like, right. But like, no, you can't, and you can't. Nobody in their right mind is gonna write the book for you, wait for it to make money, and then wait for you to pay me. No, that's not how it works. Right. Yeah. So I've seen some ghostwriters charging like $1,500, half up front, the rest when the book is due. So I'm like, oh, that might be a nice little lick. involves writing. I publish, I ghostwrite, I consult, I do consultations if you want to self-publish. All of that stuff.
And then with if someone wants to use you as a life coach, where should they contact you?
I'm so used to social media now. I'm working on my website. I do have am gonna have a website for that. But most of the people they follow me on social media.
Okay.
Yeah, they hit me up on Facebook or Instagram. I can't get into Twitter. I'm trying.
Yeah, me neither. I had it in college,
Twitter.
and I looked back at my account, and I was saying some real stupid stuff, and I was like, well, yeah, I need to delete this and delete these tweets.
Yeah,
I don't know how to use it.
I can't really get into Twitter, but I found that's how I find most of my supporters. Facebook or social media period is just a great way to reach a lot of people for like free. Even though you can sponsor ads and stuff, because it's just like even when I self-published, my writing took off when I got published, and it was just mainly because she was adding me to all these reader groups. She was introducing me to the readers she already had. And so it's like, because you got to think about it, if you got 5,000 Facebook friends that you just went to school with, or y'all from the same hometown, and you write a book, maybe 10 of them will buy your book. Whereas if you just add readers, people that love to read, get all the non-supporters off and just add your market, whoever you're marketing to, and you can make money all day. When I first announced that I was going to start making journals, the day that I announced it, like I got some journals I made $267 in 2 hours.
Wow.
My Cash App was going off like I sold crack. My Cash App was just every like 15 minutes I was getting a Cash App notification, and so then I'm looking at my Cash App. I got $267. I was like, now I gotta make these journals. I got all these people waiting on me, and then I made them myself. So it's like I go to the store, I made 10 journals, run out of ink. Made 10 journals, run out of paper. It was the most frustrating thing I ever been through in my life. But I was like, well, God, at least I know that.
How much do you sell them for?
Those were going for 15. These were 15 because those I actually printed the sheet on for her daughter. Like I actually printed the paper out, bound it together. Like I made them by hand.
Wow.
So my printer was jamming one day, and I was like, I'm gonna just give everybody their money back. I'm not doing this anymore. But I set them off the door and I figured it out.
That's what's up.
I got everything made. So
that's good.
That's what's up. Did you have anything inspirational to say or leave with the listeners today?
Just stay focused and be selfish.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because don't let it. If you quit letting people drain you of your energy, if you quit letting people just drain you, period, you can get a lot more done. And sometimes you just gotta tell people, no, it's all about me. Like I'm about to focus on me right now, and you were just like. Some days I just have to cut my phone off, deactivate, or log out of social media just to study. Because I'm like, if I don't pass this real estate exam, you got your job, you got your job, you got your job, and I'm going to be over here like, what are you going to do? So sometimes you just got to focus on yourself and don't worry about everybody, especially if they're not motivating you, if they're not supporting you. If every time they come around, you get mad, you get irritated, you get frustrated. Just be careful with your time, your energy. And just only deal with people that add something to your life. That's right. Instead of just taking stuff away from your life.
Right. That's so funny because I found a note online that say, note to self, you got to do this for you. This is for you. This isn't about anybody else. Live for you, honor you, never lose sight of that.
Exactly. I love that. Because some people are only around, like, you don't got nothing to give. You know, like how many people call you and be like, girl, my boyfriend did this, or my sister did this, or my cousin did this, and you could just be in your house having a mental breakdown. It's like, you got the call. The person you call don't answer the phone. Then the other person like, I'm going to call you back, I'm busy, because they boyfriend around. Like, like I saw something one day that said, only people that care about you notice when you're quiet. And I'm like, I could be over here for 4 days, shut off from the world, crying, just sad, and the only person that said, I'm worried about you, you haven't been yourself lately, is my child.
Oh,
So,
yeah, them kids, they be paying attention, boy. When I get my eyebrows, eyebrows done. Why you got on makeup? Where you going? Them kids, man, they be
and so
noticing
that's
everything.
when you learn that those people are the only ones that are important.
That's right. That's right. That's
Do you guys have any other inspirational thing you want to leave out?
I just want to piggyback off what Natisha said. Like, I know lately I've been going to work and I just been putting on my meditation music because it relaxes me, it calms me, and I just tune out the noise. So like she said, like, just take time for yourself. Like, take time for yourself, be selfish a little bit, and just stay focused on the task at hand, and you'll go far.
Right. Olivia?
I have one. It's a quote. It says, "If you want to live a happy life, tie it to goals, not to people or things."
So that's dope.
Albert, everything kind of like blended today with the girl. I like that.
That's good. But we want to thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for taking your time out your afternoon to come and tell us about yourself and your wonderful novels.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to
read me too, because I got the Kindle on my phone, so I'm definitely gonna be downloading and reading.
Thank you.
I love it. I love women doing big things, and we definitely appreciate your time coming out.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you're more than welcome to come back anytime.
We love guests.
Yeah, we do. We love guests.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna help promote your books and stuff, because I'm a fan of urban literature. Like, I love it, because I just feel like my life is interesting, but it's not as interesting. So I'm just like, dang, like, I love reading these books because, like, you know what I'm saying, like.
Actually, when I started writing, it's like I can't read as much as I used to, but I finally, like, I made myself make time to read, and I was like, dang, I miss reading.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
I love reading. But that closes our segment for today. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please hit us up on IG, Facebook, love.lifeafter. Our email is lovelifeafter18@gmail.com. Please send in any of your comments, concerns, or any topics that you would like to talk about, or if you'd like to be the next guest on Love Life After. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Baby, you're my coat.
That was good.
She got me feeling like a dope fiend. I'm addicted to a black queen.